Good morning, folks, and welcome back to the farm. She's a little chilly. I got to put a coat on this morning, but the sun is shining somewhere over there. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just come up here. Today's going to be a fairly big day, and tomorrow's probably going to be even bigger. I got to get hooked onto the stock trailer with the wife's vehicle. I was looking all over for the keys for this thing. I said, where are they? And she said, oh, they're probably in it. So, okay, I guess you're fine with just somebody just walking away with it. But anyways, that marital dispute aside, we got to get hooked onto the trailer, get it cleaned out, because today is the day that we're loading up all the meat chickens. We're hauling them to the in-laws. So we've got half, they've got half. We're just going to go out to their place, and tomorrow is butchering day. So we're going to put about 100 chickens, just over 100 chickens, I think, in the freezer. Anyways, first things first, got to run a bag of garbage out to the dumpster here. My wife popped out the door and she's like, you're lucky you stopped filming right before I come and give you hell for walking right past that garbage bag that you tripped over on your way out the door. Oh my, I love it. The other thing I love is that I'm going to be done feeding chickens. Feeding these meat chickens has become kind of a chore. It always kind of does right at the end. Well, here last night I come back at like 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, you can see the mess in the box of my truck. So I take the pails of grain that I got in the shop, because I leave them there to soak with water. And anyways, that's a whole nother subject. But set them on the tailgate, drive across the yard with the tailgate down, and pails on top. And I do this every night. I somehow found the one bump in the yard. Anyway, boom, and those pails fell over, and I lost all this grain in the box of my truck. And I was kind of hoping that the chickens, as they're up and wandering around, they would just come in here and just lick all this up, but I haven't done that. So I'm gonna find a little shovel and scoop that out into the driveway, and then I'm gonna go hook onto the horse trailer. The only reason I come over here was because I need the hitch out of the back of the truck. We pulled it off the wife's SUV the other day when she went to Edmonton, so it just ended up in here. What's interesting is I was scooping up this little bit of grain here out of the box. It's all wet, right? But it was a little bit crunchy, crispy even, perhaps, and that can only mean one thing, is that we probably got down below freezing last night, which is interesting. First frost of the year, first measured, observed frost of the year. I say not measured, I haven't verified it on the weather station, but yeah, a little crunchy. Nothing on the glass or anything, or on the vehicles, but just here in the box of the truck. And all that scooped out the back there like that. And the chickens can clean it all up down there. All right, so I got the stock trailer all cleaned out, and I rallied up the chickens. Basically just moved the chicken tractors into the corner, and then just took one length of netting, moved it down to about here, herded everybody into the corner, and then just wrapped it up. So they're kind of in a, you know, a reasonable area where a guy could go in there and catch them and get them into the trailer. Now, why are we doing this now as opposed to, say, tomorrow when it's actually butchering day? Well, we want to start butchering tomorrow about 8 o'clock in the morning, because we think the day is going to heat up and get quite warm. And the other thing we want to do is we want to restrict them off food. So they had their breakfast, so they're taken care of for today. But we want them to have empty crops, empty stomachs for tomorrow, because when you go to butchering, you know, all that undigested grain and grass and bugs and whatever else they're eating can make for a bit of a mess on the processing table. All right, so Carmen's away to Rio Grande with the chickens. I didn't get any footage of the loading process, which I probably should have, because that was comedic to say the least. But anyways, everybody's on the trailer. No injuries, no losses. Everybody's triple happy teddy bears, and down the road they go. Pretty safe way. They got lots of room. Nobody gets trampled. Nobody gets squished. Everybody's got lots of room. It's an easy breezy, beautiful inside the back of that trailer. I think I got everything else ready. So I got a couple of food grade barrels, a cooler. I got to pick up another cooler yet. A scalding pot and a couple of kill cones, and then friends of ours lent us their chicken plucker. So we have a horizontal drum chicken plucker, and then this is a rotary drum. It's kind of like a washing machine you see in these. I think they come from Uncle Wiener's. They're about $600-700. You put 2 chickens at a time in there. So I guess just for science, we're gonna have to try this out to see how it works. The drums, so the purpose of this, the drums, is so after the chicken comes out of the kill cone, it goes to the processing table. They cut the neck, the tips of the feet off. They gut the chicken, and then it goes into the drum, and the drum's got ice water in it basically, and I run a garden hose in the bottom and then just flow upwards through the drum, and then it just overflows into the grass essentially, so that any feathers or little bits of blood or anything that just, you know, shouldn't be there just kind of basically just gets washed slowly, just gets washed up and out of the tank or out of the drum, and then and it helps cool the bird off, not rapidly, but just cool it off slowly, so we don't have to worry about toughness or meat spoiling or anything. It all kind of covered both bases there. And then from there they come out of the drums and they go on the drying rack, and then they get either bagged up as whole chickens, or in some cases we do a little bit additional processing to separate breasts and wings and legs and things like that. But tomorrow's going to be a pretty full day, I think.